is sorted. We said that before, but let's try again. Welcome to our team members that are not in the studio with us. I'm going to add Racer to our stream right now. Racer, you're online. And Chipo is there as well. Welcome to those that join us from afar. Also on my beautiful side are Charmaine, Terry, and Wade. Fantastic to have us all online. I think we're sorted. We can carry on as planned. We welcome every single one of you to GEG Zimbabwe. Dream come true for me 5 years ago when I was doing my teacher training. My dream was to create a platform for teachers in Zimbabwe. And so we're coming close to that now. And this is a kickoff to start going and see more exciting things coming to plan in Zimbabwe. Welcome for those that have joined us. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit with Chipo. Chipo has been doing some of the Google Educator courses, and it has really transformed her her view on giving lessons in school. Race is going to talk with us about Google in the classroom, especially. Terry will be giving us a introduction about file management, and Wade is going to talk about the ever so important digital citizenship. So that's what's ahead for today. We would like to give Racer some space and talk to us about what Google in the classroom looks like. Racer, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Really, really nice to be involved in GEG Zimbabwe. It's an exciting time for all of us to really learn and to encapsulate what learning is all about in the current situation. If there's anything, just to say, if there's anything good that came out of this pandemic, it's that it transformed the way our kids learn and the way we teach. And that's only for the benefit of us to say that we can and we have the availability and the tools to be able to teach from afar and to be able to create as close as a classroom setting as possible for our pupils to learn. And that's the most exciting part about Google, and as it's been known now as a Googleification of the classroom. And that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today, just to keep us all in the loop and all up to date with what's actually going on between pupil and teacher in today's learning environment. So Google basically has opened up doors for education. And I think it's really important that we all see and understand how that's actually working. And from the basic and from a very micro level, we see pupils opening up a Google Classroom app. Okay, as simple as that, where teachers give them assignments on that platform. They click on Google Docs if need be to type out an essay or type back the assignment or their answers to their questions and submit that online. And that's all it is. And that's the communication channel that we see between teachers and pupils. Lovely thing about that too is that you can include parents now in that learning process because they're at home, they're with their kids, they're watching over, and also essentially have access to Google Classroom the way our kids do to us, the way our pupils do to us. So Google has literally, in that sense, placed a whole lot of products that are, and we're going to go through that during the course of this entire platform that we're going to be speaking on. We're going to look in depth at all these different products that Google has introduced us to. They basically have placed products into our classrooms that we can use to now teach and to transfer education and transfer knowledge rather to our pupils. So exactly as, and I likened it to how a store places products on their shelves and waits for it to sell, that's exactly what Google have done in terms of putting products online for us to use and be able to spread that to our pupils and for our pupils to learn it, acknowledge it, benefit from it, and at the end of the day, become really, really good Google users, which is, I think, a huge benefit, a huge technological benefit in terms of of the tech economy in general. So yes, it's become really easily accessible for us teachers, and we must be able to adapt the way we teach and help our kids learn in this new and exciting way of learning. So how would us teachers benefit from this? Google has been trying to kind of make us as teachers transmitters of knowledge using their products and using their software. So we're going to definitely go into a lot more of that in detail as we go on on our GEG platform and through our seminars. We also need to understand how pupils are benefiting from this. And it's really, in my mind, training pupils, even those ones that aren't very technologically savvy, to learn how to use a computer and learn how to communicate over a computer and learn how to submit their work over a computer. So it's not pen to paper anymore. And that's not a bad thing in some senses of the word. We have to try as teachers to find that balance between the two. So there's so many apps that we're going to be talking about: Jamboard, Flipgrid, many more. And those are just two that I've mentioned that help pupils become interactive online using Google Classroom and using Google Apps. So it really puts the tech economy now, as we say, at the center of learning and transmitting of knowledge. And we definitely need to be able to make our way forward with that. And how can we do that as teachers? And we're going to discuss that a little bit more with all our other members on GEG Zimbabwe. And let's hope it benefits all of us to learn and share, just as I've said before. Now, we as teachers are able to manage our tasks a lot easier and also do that over Google, like assigning classwork, correcting homework, freeing up space to talk one-on-one to certain pupils who we feel may need that extra push or that extra sort of guidance. And at the end of the day, what Google is trying to achieve and what we need to take hold of is the fact that the teaching and learning environment is going to be through a screen. We don't know how long that's going to be for, but we need to embrace it. We need to use it to our benefit. And of course, make it feel as though the pupil is sitting in front of us or in the classroom, to make it easy for them to learn without any distractions around them. And let's hope that we can, with this platform, be able to help and share those different apps with you. Thank you so much, Carola. If there are any questions, we're here to help and here to discuss.
Raisa, what have you seen in the last couple of months that we've been teaching online? How has Google helped you in a practical way?
Look, without Google Classroom, I would not have been able to run anything. I'm an ICT and business teacher. ICT for me is the core base of what I'm trying to teach my kids, and I can only do that over computer. So it's actually put those pupils that weren't so computer savvy and technologically savvy in class to now force them into a position to learn online. And for me, that's exciting because it's made my job a little bit easier and a little bit more exciting and challenging as well, to now have those pupils on board and be able to share and interact with them in this sort of setting. So it's been great.
Fantastic. It's so good to hear that there is so many teachers out there that got really excited during this time of online teaching. But obviously there's the daunting side of things. And I just want to bring Chipo in right now. Chipo was one of these teachers that wasn't quite so sure about teaching online. And the day that we started talking about her, I referred her to the Teacher Center. And so Chipo is going to tell us a little bit more about what she found in the Teacher Center. Rachel, thank you so much for being part of our launch today. Good afternoon, Chipo. With all the odds against you and no Zesa and no Wi-Fi this afternoon, we're so glad to have you online right now. Chipo, when we met, you were not so sure. You wanted your lessons to be exciting, but you didn't know how to do that online, and you bumped into the Teacher Center. Please, can you tell us what you found there?
Okay, thank you so much, Carola. Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much just making this platform okay. For me, starting the education with the teacher-centered Google Education program has really changed my teaching life. Because everything that you want as a teacher is there. Okay, I just as a PowerPoint in your phone roller there. Some of the different slides, but I'll just go through each of them. Okay, and starting with the classroom itself, you just pretend as though you're actually entering a normal classroom, and as a teacher, everything that you need in a classroom is there with the Google Educator apps. Okay, so as you enter the classroom, that's the atmosphere, the environment that we need, and we've got the Google Meets. Okay, so that's the first part that you see your students, and the students just appear to you as though you're in a normal class, and they see you as the teacher. What I mainly liked about that is that as compared to the practical class that we have every day, the students don't have any distractions, okay? So they're just looking at you, the teacher who's teaching, okay? And you can position them if you want your student to be sitting in that way, you can use that through the different layouts that we have with the Google Meets, okay? And then now, you can get your students' attention through the different apps like the Google Slides. And for me, learning to use the Google Slides has been so amazing because it has just been like I wanted to make my lessons very captivating and learning more how to use the Google Slides. I can use the videos right there, taking photographs, putting it in. And normally I like to share my lessons through music as well. I've been able to add my videos to that. And that has been quite amazing. I've also been using Google Drawings. So sometimes I want the students to get as much, to give me as much feedback as possible. So teaching a language, I was actually quite worried, and I was like, oh, now how are we going to teach online? That was my worry. But getting introduction to some of the apps like the Google Drawing, I was able to get the students to do some comic strips online whereby they make cartoons through the Google Slides. Okay. And just the different apps like the Google Sheets, Google Forms has made it quite possible for me to organize my lessons. It has been very, very wonderful for me to make my lessons more organized. I'm able to mark and the students get their results instantly, and also the marks are organized very well for me instantly. So as you can see, those are some of the things that the students have been doing, and they have actually been really enjoying it, and I've been enjoying myself as a teacher as well. Thank you.
Great, Chipo. It's fantastic what you have managed to do in such a short time. So basically, Chipo started at the Teacher Training Center probably in July or so, or on June during the holidays. And I just want to show you guys what that looks like. So if you Google the Chipo, stay online for a bit, okay? If you have a look at the Teacher Center, you come to a place where you can learn so much more about Google. And this is what that looks like. Okay, so there is a pathway for everyone. People that have never worked with Google, you can get started with Google and do a very small little course, right? That you can also get into the fundamentals training, which will lead you up to an educator level 1 or even an educator level 2 certificate. And that's where GEG Zimbabwe really started. So I managed to finish my educator level 2, and I hooked up with Wade, who's also on our team, as well as some of my colleagues, and we decided to make this work and actually establish a network in Zimbabwe. So if you go into these fundamental trainings, what you will see is a lesson by lesson guidelines. It tells you roughly how many minutes you will have to spend to complete this module and how many lessons are in there, which is absolutely brilliant. You can work through at your own pace, and at the end of it all, you can then take your certificate. So at the end of level 2, what that will look like is something like this. You get your level 2 certificate, and you get this nice little badge that everybody is spreading around using their email and their Twitter accounts. Okay, let's get back to Chipo just now and ask her what has been the most amazing thing that you've learned throughout this studying online. What has been the main thing for you?
I think for me, the amazing thing with the studies for the Google Education been that I can turn anything that I want, like how we normally do our teaching, and I can find anything that I want online. So I can have more to give to the students when I'm teaching online, because at times they can also do some group work through some of the programs there, and it has been more exciting. They actually find me more interesting than I was before, and that's actually quite exciting for me.
Cool. Chipo, it's so great to hear your stories and to hear how your students are more and more liking your lessons. Fantastic way forward. Thank you very much for sharing. Chipo is one of our Learn captains, so you're going to see her again and again, either on the GEG channel or at the main events. Obviously, Chipo, with all these students being online, what is also very important is looking after ourselves in the digital world. I just started with my Form 1s this week, looking at the digital footprint. What is it and what am I doing when I am online? We invited Wade today to talk to us about digital citizenship. Thank you, Chipo. Wade, good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, Carola. Thank you for having me, and I'm happy to be part of this team, and hopefully it's the start of great things happening.
So Wade is a very graceful host today at the Solution Center. We are so grateful to be here in the studio where we can just meet with all of you online. Wade is going to talk to us about digital citizenship and how important it is to that go hand in hand to our students that are now spending so much more time online.
Yes, so with digital citizenship, it's a very foreign term, especially in Zimbabwe. We get online, we do our things, we get offline. Nobody really cares about the footprint they leave behind. But that needs to change now, because we have young minds spending more and more time in front of the screen. They have less time with the family, school is done online, TV is online, everything is done online now. So they have to understand the repercussions of what happens online stays online. The easiest way to do this is to introduce them to 5 easy terms: be internet sharp, be internet alert, be internet secure, be internet kind, be internet brave. Okay. As we all know, news, good or bad, travels fast online. So you have to be internet sharp. You can help your kids understand this by, if you can ask them about their favorite sports person. They would then tell you, you can search for them. You can then explain the repercussions of what that person has posted online or what's been posted about him. True or false, it all leaves a trail. And even if you're not famous, these can have repercussions in the long run. You can not get into that university you want to get into, cannot get that job you want to get, simply because of something you posted when you were 13, 14, 15 years old. need to have any, if you'd like any more information, I'm sure you can just drop some questions in the comments. Thanks, Carola.
Awesome, Wade. So apart from all making progress and, oh, we can't hear Wade either.
Oh.
Sorry, Wade, can you go through that a little bit? A quick replay.
Sure. Okay. So, can you hear me now?
Yes. Comments are saying that we can hear you loud and clear. You had some great info, so please can you repeat?
Okay. So I just what I had mentioned is that being a responsible digital citizen is not only for the kids, not for the kids that we're giving these devices to, not for the kids that are spending the time 4 hours a day doing schoolwork. It's not only for them, it's not their responsibility. It's ours as educators to help them understand what it means to be a digital citizen. We can do this by following these 5 points. Be internet sharp, be internet alert, be internet secure, be internet kind, and be internet brave. Okay. Now, how we put this knowledge to the kids is that no news, good or bad, travels fast online. So no matter who you are, there's something bad about you online. If you do not manage your digital footprint correctly, how you find this out, and it's a good example to a conversation to have with a kid, is you can ask your kid or ask your student the favorite sports person, Cristiano Ronaldo. You can go ahead and search Cristiano Ronaldo online, and you'll find that not everything is good. You might find some bad things, but that's all because of how he's decided to leave his digital footprint. But what's great is that us as educators are not alone. We've got things like screen time on Apple devices, family time on Google devices. We've got family sharing, shared purchases, Custudio, and Jamf. These are all apps and programs to help parents and teachers alike steer these children and kids in the right direction so that they understand how important it is to become responsible digital citizens. Then we're going to move on to don't believe everything you read online. It seems like something my mom used to say, don't believe everything you see or read, but it is true. Not everything on the internet is true. And this is what we need to help our kids understand and our students understand. To always double check information online, to avoid getting caught in phishing scams or to get exchanging personal information online. Ask yourself, teach these kids to ask themselves, why is that information needed? And if they can't verify it, get advice from parents or someone you trust before taking action. Am I still loud and clear?
You are still loud and clear, and everybody can still hear you. So that's okay. Wonderful. Wait, so what I'm hearing, we're right here, right, as educators, we want to Googleify, as Raisa said so nicely, the classroom.
Yes.
We want to learn more using the professional development courses. And now we hear from you, we want to help our kids as well. This is not a platform that's looking at just 1 or 2 single Google applications. We want to look at the whole package for Google as educators.
Yes.
Looking at our students and taking them on. So what can we expect, Wade, from you as part of this team? Wade is part of our team as a Inspire captain.
Yes.
And so he is going to inspire all these things to us so that we can inspire them back to our kids. Wade, what is your strategy? What do you want to do?
So my strategy is to actually build a good understanding around the technology, not the applications, because these kids are not going to be on Google 24/7. They're going to use the devices for other things. We have to understand how the built-in systems work, how we can better restrict them, if I may use that word, but to help them enjoy and still use it as an educational tool, but to steer them away from the dangers that we all know are out there, because there's not everybody out there is a good guy.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Wade, for your presentation. As I see Georgina has joined us and Fred has joined us, I'm going to bring them both in the stream, and they are going to tell us how they are experiencing GEG groups in Kenya and Amman. Welcome, Georgina and Fred. Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
Yes, can hear you.
Sure. Fred, as you are with us on the African continent, please can you tell me what has happened in Kenya since GEG Kenya has taken off?
Wow, thank you so much, Caro. I'm happy for GEG Zimbabwe, what they have done so far. It's a great job. GEG Kenya started 2015, and we had to challenges, not like when we have community teachers around. So they are very few to do actually. And the parent was mostly on how you could get recommendation. I would recommend you to be a GEG reader. I think I can attest on that. But so far, Nairobi, we tried also, and so far, the good news is that the classroom is the #1 reader in a platform in Kenya since COVID-19, and more teachers are adopting it. They are getting more teachers using other Google tools like Google Forms, and the other most important thing is about to use data tools like coding for our speakers talked about being internet awesome. That is good for the kids also. And it's easier now that we have to have about 5 GGs coming in. We have GEG Nairobi, we have Mombasa, and on top of me being a GEG trainer, Google trainer, so with the generic reader being to get certification, level 1 and level 2. And we also able to visit from London. We have Jimmy coming in Kenya last year, coming to Google Kenya headquarters and teaching and getting more for us for more steps with that. So I believe in Africa and the world, GGs are going to grow big ground. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us. So we've got all this to look forward to, right? So everything that he shared with us, your sound went up and down a little bit for us, but we've heard some fantastic things that we're wanting to implement just as well as Kenya is on a roll. And then I want to think a bit wider as well, because it's not just us here in Zimbabwe and Fred there in Kenya. No, we're going to form this network across Africa, and even including the wonderful Georgina in the Middle East and Europe as well, and where we can learn from one another and we can not reinvent the wheel all the time. So thank you, Fred, for sharing what's happening in Kenya, and we're so looking forward to seeing similar things grow here in Zimbabwe. Georgina, we know that you are amazing. Thank you for helping us launch today. And thank you that you have put so much effort to help and support us. We want to hear from you what is happening in Amman since GEG established itself there.
Well, first of all, thank you very much to Carola for having me. And it's so nice to have Fred here from Kenya and all the other GEGs that are joining us from the UK and Europe and internationally. I want to thank everybody for coming. Please make sure that you click on the like button below to show GEG Zimbabwe and these teams some love, and click on the subscribe button. So if you look below this screen and the subscribe button is still red, then please click on it until it's gray, and follow this amazing team and their googly journey as they embark on growing education positively across Africa. So congratulations to Carola and her team, and to Fred and all the other GEG leaders that are here to support the launch. So thank you very much. As far as GEG Amman goes, we are just doing the same thing that Fred's doing and Carola has started to do, and it is basically just to share as much googliness as we can to help educators as well as learners improve and embark on their learning journey using the Google tools. I really, really enjoyed what Wade was saying about digital citizenship, and it's so important in this day and age, especially as we consider re-entry into the new academic year, where many educators and students will be continuing to learn remotely. And so all of these incredible tools and strategies and aspects that GEG Zimbabwe are going to be offering is going to be so critical as we consider reentry. So we too here at GEG Amman are excited to be sharing in the journey with all of these other African and European and also global GEGs. And so it's a great opportunity for me to also say that there is another wider GEG as well. So you can always reach out to anybody at Global GEG, and I'll post that link in the chat for everybody. And this is another GEG that has an international reach. I know some people on the call like Katie and Rachel from the UK are also part of Global GEG. And so it's how we can connect to continue learning about Google for education as well as other education pieces globally. So do make sure you follow them as well. And we're super excited to be part of your launch. Congratulations, Carola, and your team is so inspiring. And it's my first time to meet people for Zimbabwe. So I'm also very grateful to Google for Education for creating Google Educator groups and empowering us and enabling us with opportunities to meet together. So if you're watching this recording after the fact and you have not joined a Google Educator group yet, then please join all of these Google Educator groups to join in a very inspiring and epic journey together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Georgina and Fred. Thank you. It's so nice to hear how things are working in other countries. We've got a lot to learn from you guys, but we're looking forward to threading in your footsteps and do things together as well.
We can't wait. Thank you for having us, and best wishes for a super successful GEG journey.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Fred, for joining us. We have one little nugget of wisdom and information as a means of introduction waiting for us, and that is Terry. Terry is going to be one of our Learn captains, and she will be talking. Her passion is whenever she starts working with a group, she wants to help them organize their files, because if your computer is a mess, then you're going to be a mess. That's her motto. So I'm going to give her some space. I'm going to get her back on the stream under Wade, but it's really our beautiful Terry. Terry, no, don't worry, because you'll pick up on this mic. Okay. And Terry is going to present to us something about file management. Let me quickly go and find your presentation.
So whilst you're doing that, I just want to say I'm Terry Lee Feliciano. I'm really excited to be part of this group. And wow, I'm a Learn captain. I still have to learn the role. I think we all do, but just super excited to be involved in this whole global educational thing. I mean, Google, I love Google. Met Google years ago, 1994, I think. So yeah, here we go. Wade was speaking about information a little bit earlier, and he said information on your laptop is actually more it's more valuable than the actual laptop itself. And actually, information that's being gathered globally now costs more than oil. And this is a fact. You know, especially now with artificial intelligence and you know, everything that's going on out there, people reading feeds and oh, we're starting with some music. I actually did a multimedia presentation today just so that I could break the ice, because file management sounds really boring, but I just want to do it on a light-hearted way and have a bit of fun. So let's get into it. So we know that information is that vitally important to us. So we need to manage it. That's so important as well. And this little presentation that I have for you is just to make you aware of how to store your files and folders and where to store them, and particularly backup and into the cloud. So yes, now this slide, there's a warning signal. So it does contain very disturbing visual effects. It may harm you somewhat. So view at your own risk. Does your desktop or laptop look like this? Oh, own up. I want to see some comments, please. Own up. Okay, this is really bad file management. It has no folder structure. It has no proper names for folders or for files. You know, and this is why is it important that we have our stuff in order? Well, basically to find it, okay, and then to share it. And you'll be sharing a lot of information with students and teachers globally. So you need to make sure you know where to find your stuff. And it's important that once you've got your files and folders in a good order, then you can do your backup. Oh, somebody's laptop looked like that. So yes, so please ensure sound knowledge of computerized and file management structures, okay? So let's just give you an example of what your My Documents, say your root directory, should actually look like. Right, so this is an example of what I call a hierarchical folder structure. So you start off with your root directory, which is like, for example, if you're using Windows, it'll be My Documents. Then in My Documents, you will create subfolders with proper folder names, okay? No matter, it could be your class assignments, class homework, just, you know, anything that you want to get out, you want to upload, you want to download, it's all nice and neat in folders and files that you can find. The next slide also shows another way that you can manage your files and your folders. This is just an example of a business that has its accounts and everything. Right, so where to start? So first of all, you have to go and look at your space and be diligent with yourself. Find all the unwanted files and folders and delete them. If you delete them accidentally, don't worry, you've got the recycle bin where you can go and retrieve it. But yeah, make sure you open it and you don't want it, delete it. Create a new folder structure with obviously suitable subfolders within that with suitable names. Save all your files into the correct folder so it would be easy to retrieve. Copy or move existing files to suitably named folders. It's not just important for you, it's important for your students because they've also got a file, a root file directory somewhere where they are also going to be saving their work into that and then obviously uploading, downloading. So it's not just for your benefit, it's also for your students' benefit. Okay, so yeah. Once you've done that and all your folders and files are in good order, it's very important to back up. Now, I back up using an external hard drive. It's a terabyte of hard drive, so it's quite big. And then I back up to the cloud. Now, Google has Google Drive, which I have as well, and I've also on Office 365 got OneDrive. And OneDrive you have to pay for, but it gives you a terabyte of space. But Google Drive is free up to a certain amount of space, so you'd have to find that out. So any large files that you're sharing with your students, you might want to tell them to download it, and then you can delete it as well from your OneDrive if you don't need it. So that's very important. But I have a question for you. Where is the cloud? Anybody?
Most basic answer is it's somebody else's computer.
Someone else's computer. Anyone want to comment? Send me a comment. Where is the cloud? Right, no one's answering. Right, the cloud is not in the air. Your information is not being dragged around by satellite, so you're safe. The cloud is actually just a buzzword, and basically it's an online version, okay, of your backed up work. And these are backed up to different servers, can be anywhere in the world. And that's how those servers make their money. They've got warehouses full of thousands and thousands of millions of servers all around the world. And it just depends on where your cloud is. But you can go anywhere in the world at any time and you will be able to find all the work that you've saved. So that is so important to back up. Back up on your local version as well on your laptop, and obviously on a hard drive. So I have 3 different ways of backing up. So I hope this has been quite useful. So this is an example. Oh, sorry, yeah, where is the cloud? We've done that. Just go back one, please, Corella.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. This is an example, a graphical example of what the cloud looks like. So it's on Earth. Your stuff is safe. Okay. That's about it for now. But yeah, please, guys, work on your files and folders. It will save you an incredible amount of time and frustration if you can't find something. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Terry, for that introduction. So what we've heard is a full package, right? We've heard about being a Google Classroom. We heard about building professional development. We heard about how we look after ourselves on the internet, but also after our students. And now Terry says, no, wait a second, we need to go one step further. That computer that is sorting out everybody online, whether it's your students or whether it's you, must be sorted. So if you cannot find anything interesting amongst all these topics, we will surely make another topic for you that you will be interested in. But I'm pumped. I'm excited to see people coming across and people learning a new thing, which is my motto. Everybody gets better at everything. So, sorry? Yeah. And,
sorry to interrupt.
and so, therefore, I hope that all of us are inspired to come on board of GEG Zimbabwe and will come on board and learn. Yeah, so for everyone, for everybody, there's something. And Charmaine, who is my co-leader, I'm going to pull her into the stream. She's hi, Charmaine. Welcome to our launch. Charmaine has joined me as a co-leader. She is just my sidekick, really. Everything that I need to do and I haven't got time for, I just pump it onto her desk. But we're grateful for working together and bouncing off each other and what's the best way to do this or best way to do that. Charmaine, can you tell us about the way forward? What's going to happen at GEG Zimbabwe?
All right, so basically my job is to keep the party going and just keep everybody learning. So obviously we're going to look into webinars, we're going to look into tutorials, just to get everybody comfortable with technology, with the Google apps. You should know them, like, you know, backwards and forwards. It's offline meetings as well, workshops. So just getting everybody connected as a community, the teachers, the students, and even the parents as well, just making them comfortable with using the Google application. So I'm going to keep the party going.
Excellent. Well done, Charmaine. We are so proud of you. And we're looking forward to planning and having timetables of when things are happening. We will be posting those to the group. We will also be posting a Google form to the group to let us know where you're from and what you want. So if none of these topics that we've talked about today sound appealing to you, then you must tell us what you want to learn, and we are open to help and work with you. So I'm going to bring back everybody that helped out today and presented today, and we're going to give you a great Zimbabwean goodbye from here to you. Bye-bye.